Starting your Tumblr journey is very exciting and it's full of creativity. You have all these ideas in your mind and all these images that you want to do, and you just want to get started. But before we do that, let's consider some of these tips. Hi, I'm Mara, and welcome to Siete Gift Shop's channel. No matter what path you take, you always want to consider safety first. Whether you're working with epoxy resin, whether you're doing sublimation, or even rhinestone, and safety always comes first, no matter what. Always work in a well-ventilated area. Wear gloves and consider wearing a mask. This is not just a tip, it's a must. Second tip is patience. I know a lot of us say we don't have patience for that. We don't have patience for that. But when you're creating something beautiful, you'll wait. Epoxy takes time to cure. If you're rhinestoning, it takes time for the glue to dry. If you're sublimating, you need time to let the tumbler cool after you take it out of the heat press or the oven. Tip number 3, experiment with colors and techniques. Experiment with mixing your own colors of glitters, mixing your own pigments, and different techniques, whether it's ombre technique or mixing swirls. The possibilities are endless. Tip number 4, practice makes perfect. No, practice makes improvement. And the more you practice, the better you get at whatever it is that you're doing. Keep practicing. With every tumbler you make, you will see the progress and your creativity grow. And that leads me to tip number 5. Number 5 is document your process. Take photos, keep a journal. Not only is it great to share your progress with others, but it also tracks your technique and the improvement that you're making. I wish I would have kept my very first tumbler. I didn't. I was so embarrassed. I stripped it and I started over again. But I wish I would have kept it because I could now see the difference between my very first tumbler and my 100th tumbler. I don't know how many I've made so far, but you can definitely see the improvement. So make sure to take your pictures. Tip number 6, join a community. Whether it's a social media group, you can follow some creators. Don't be afraid to ask questions. They are very happy to help you. Tip number 7, keep your workspace clean. Epoxy can get a little messy. You will find some spots here and there. So for me, my most popular cleaning products that I have in my shop is the 91% alcohol, coffee filters, and paper towels and water. Tip number 9, personalize your work. Whether it's your favorite colors, your favorite scheme, your technique, whatever, you will find your niche. That's what that means. And when people say find your niche, I always think of it as your personal, it's kind of like telling your own story. Are you a nurse? Are you a pet lover? Are you a mom, a grandma? What are you? That's part of your niche. So look into that and find yourself in that. That sets you apart. Your own personality sets you apart from everyone else because you're different from everyone else. That is your niche. Tip number 9, choose your tools wisely. It doesn't mean go out there and spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on the top quality of everything, because one thing that works for someone is not going to work for everyone. So be careful when you're first starting. It can get a little expensive. So test out the products, buy smaller portions at first. The epoxy that I have been trying, I've got leads from, or I guess not leads, but I guess excitements from other creators that have loved that epoxy. And when I try to use it, it didn't quite work out the same. Why? Because my environment is different from theirs. So when you're first starting out, buy smaller portions of epoxy, smaller portions of glitters. The top, more expensive things doesn't always equal best quality. And that goes into experimenting. Experiment with your products to make sure that it is best suited for your environment, for your workspace. Tip number 10, and I think this is one that is very important to keep in mind. Enjoy the ride. Have fun with it. Don't get caught up on everything being perfect every single time. It won't be. You will get very frustrated, especially at first when you're starting and you're learning all the different techniques. So be patient with yourself. There's one. And just have fun. Enjoy it. Just let your passion shine through your work. One last tip. This is an extra one. When you're feeling a little uninspired, or you feel like you know how writers have writer's block, artists do too. When that point comes, stop, take a break, go on a walk, get with nature, spend some time with your family, read a book, watch a movie. Just let your mind take a break. Your creativity will flow back, I promise. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you have any suggestions about what you want to see on the next video, leave a comment down below. If there's a topic that you would like for me to cover, leave it down in the comments below. Thanks for watching and happy crafting.